Hey everybody, it's that time of the week where we go out to the other coast of the United States, that being the West Coast, and check in with Michael Snyder. He's gone to see the movie so you don't have to. What's up, Michael?
Hey, Alex. Well, a lot of good films this weekend, and we'll spotlight a few of them. And one of them, which I hear is terrific, I wasn't able to see because of various conflicts, so we won't review it, but I'll try to get to it. It's called A Quiet Place, and it's a horror film, a very elemental horror film, done by, of all people, John Krasinski, who also acts in it along with his wife, Emily Blunt. But in any event, did not see A Quiet Place, too many conflicts, but I hear really good things about it. Let's get to what I did see, though, and we'll start the parade with Blockers. Blockers, which comes from the phrase cock blockers, and of course they don't call the movie that, but all the advertising features the word blockers with a picture of a rooster atop of it, so you know what they're getting at. It looks like a suburban teen comedy like American Pie and its ilk, but it's as much about the kids' parents as it is about the kids. And unlike most movies like this, the kids that we're asked to invest in aren't horny boys, but three girls, BFFs for life, who make a pact to lose their virginity on prom night. The rub here is that the parents find out and try to stop the girls from making, quote unquote, the biggest mistake of their lives, etc. It's not so much American Pie as it is American Cherry Pop, but it features as the most significant parents in these relationships Leslie Mann, Ike Barinholtz, and John Cena. And guess what? It's occasionally laugh out loud funny. And the three girls are all very well defined as characters and well played by Katherine Newton as the Golden Girl Julie, with the overly protective single mom played by Leslie Mann. Geraldine Viswanathan as Kayla, who is the jock and whose muscled brute of a father is actually hypersensitive. That's, of course, the John Cena character, and Gideon Adlin as Sam, who's the nerdiest of the three girls. Her parents got divorced, and her long-absent party-hardy dad, played by Barinholtz, is determined to get back into her life. So with Mann on board, it was kind of easy to guess that this would be fruit from her husband, Judd Apatow's Freaks and Geeks tree, thus fairly smart and fairly rollicking. And he's not one of the producers, but one of his proteges, Seth Rogen, and Rogen's partner, Evan Goldberg, are in fact among the producers. And this is not an all-time classic. And it does a few obvious things with body parts and bodily functions, but it works. I was amused and entertained by it. Directed by Kay Cannon, who also was one of the writers of the Pitch Perfect movies, and written by the Kehoes, Brian and Jim. Blockers just works for what it is. You could watch it on the weekend. You could probably watch it on your home video and enjoy it just as much. Again, not a classic, but funny. I was far more blown away by You Were Never Really Here, which is a mystery starring Joaquin Phoenix. So, hey, there's a creep involved. Anyway, he plays a traumatized veteran who is quick to violence and who tracks down missing girls for a living and finds out that there's something very, very hinky about the missing girl that he has been most recently assigned to find. This is from the Scottish filmmaker Lynn Ramsay, who made Ratcatcher, which is absolutely great, about a disenfranchised poor kid in 1970s Glasgow. And the more famous We Need to Talk About Kevin, which you may recall is about a school massacre and the mother of the teenage killer. And it has great potency as well as a fantastic performance by Tilda Swinton as the mom. But You Were Never Really Here is another beast entirely, albeit a stunner. I mean, I've loved all her stuff to date, and I love film noir and the crime genre, so I was on board this from the get-go. And this does have a whole film noir vibe about it. Thought-provoking psychological drama thrown in. It's so effortlessly a part of it. Things keep rumbling forward as Phoenix's character starts to realize exactly what he's coping with. I mean, this was a definite winner, and Ramsay wrote and directed it, and high marks. A very disturbing film, but I recommend it in a big way. I also want to recommend Lean on Pete, which is a quiet and intense drama about a 15-year-old kid named Charlie, who was the son of a single father. And these guys are trying to make ends meet after moving to Portland, Oregon, and leaving some sadness behind. Now, left to his own devices in the summer and trying to help himself and his dad survive, Charlie gets a job at a local stable where he takes care of a quarter horse named Lean on Pete. Now, this guy is clearly on his final go-round, this horse, for his owner, Dell. Dell is played by Steve Buscemi, and it's one of Buscemi's finest performances in memory. Just wonderful stuff. Alternately gruff and kindly. And Dell and Pete's jockey Bonnie, who's played against type by Chloe Sevigny, of all people, they take Charlie under their wing, and Charlie grows increasingly attached to Pete the horse, who is being run ragged in various races at tracks in the era. And, you know, the connection to the horse and the support of Dell and Bonnie clearly fill a void for Charlie. And you kind of see where this is going, but that doesn't change the emotional power of the story and how well it's executed. Charlie's Odyssey, and that's basically what the story becomes. It's a difficult, shattering, and ultimately inspiring one. And high marks to British director Andrew Hay, who did just a fantastic job with Lean on Pete. We'll wrap things up with Chappaquiddick. Chappaquiddick, as you may guess, is a docudrama about Ted Kennedy, Massachusetts senator, and his involvement in the fatal 1969 car accident that took the life of a young campaign strategist named Mary Jo Kopechne. I have to say, it was a little surprising to see Jason Clarke play Kennedy. The most recent performance by Clarke is as the bigoted husband in the period piece Mudbound, and here he's the more even-tempered Ted Kennedy, and he nails the accent pretty well. It's never overdone. Kate Mara plays Mary Jo Kopechne, and she's quite good in this thing. And you also get supporting performances by Olivia Thirlby, Clancy Brown, who plays Robert McNamara, Bruce Dern, who plays Joe Kennedy, and it's a chilling performance, by the way. And of all people, the comic actor Ed Helms, who is in the role of Joe, another Joe, but Ted Kennedy's dear friend and legal advisor. And we see how the events purportedly take place on, I guess it's all out there in Martha's Vineyard in that area. And it's, I guess there's a lot of surmising and a lot of things that have been fact-checked, but there are also some dramatic scenes where we're just going to have to make a few leaps of faith. But we see how it may have happened, what Kennedy's perspective may have been, and how things ostensibly played out, and what it did to Kennedy's career. I think it's solid. It's not a great film, but director John Curran and the writers did a good job in kind of pulling me in as I watched the performance. And again, really nice work from Jason Clarke as Kennedy. There are a few other films opening this weekend, but again, I'm sad I wasn't able to review A Quiet Place. What have you been watching, Mr. Bennett?
We've started watching Trust, which is a miniseries on FX, which basically is the J. Paul Getty story told all over again about the kidnapping. And it's directed by Danny Boyle and produced by him. He does the first 3 episodes, and it's, Donald Sutherland plays J. Paul Getty. And I haven't seen the other film, but I can't imagine Plummer being as good as Donald Sutherland in this thing. So.
Plummer's fantastic. He's the best thing about All the Money in the World, but I hear good things about Trust as well.
Yeah, and Hilary Swank is in it too, by the way, I should mention.
Oh, interesting. Yeah. I'm totally absorbed by The Terror, which, I can't believe the quality of the performances and the setting, the tech end of it, really pretty impressive thing. Mm-hmm. Basically, based on a true story, as I understand it. What's
it about? I haven't heard about it.
Well, it's basically a true story about a ship from the Royal Navy that tries to go find the Northwest Passage and ends up getting basically shipwrecked and basically destroying these lives. And it's horrifying in some ways, and it's exciting and thrilling. Apparently, It's based on a novel which was inspired by the actual occurrences. The ship gets these ships get stuck and frozen in the north, in this uncharted territory, and the weather and all the people involved, the sailors and the commanders, start turning on one another. It's pretty powerful.
Yeah,
and I highly
I'll take a pass. I'll take a pass on that one. Anyway,
okay.
Yeah. Tell them where they can find you, by the way.
On Twitter, I'm at Culture Blaster, one word. And on Facebook, it's Michael Snyder's Facebook page. No, it's Michael Snyder's Culture Blast. That's the page. And don't forget to leave all of your information there. So Cambridge Analytics, never mind.
Thank you very much, Michael. We'll see you again next week. And if the rest of you stick around, there's more GABNet coming right up.